Hey guys, Tom McKeown, www.yourtruechange.com. So, who's the person that gets paid the most in any organization? Um, Obviously, it's the CEO or the executives or a stockholder or an owner, right? But what is it about them? What is it about what they do? What is it about them that is so valuable? Why they should deserve and demand the levy, the value that's placed on them, as opposed to, let's say, the people working in the cafeterias or the people working in maintenance or the bricklayers outside, right? Isn't it not fair that the people at the top are making as much money as they do when, people out there doing labor and doing, I guess, what would be quote unquote called harder work? Wouldn't it be making more sense that those people would get paid a little higher and the people up at top would be able to share a little bit more, right? Well, you see, here's something I learned the hard way when I first got into investment banking back in 2007. I I went in, I took all types of financial modeling courses, I took all types of Excel courses, and I went to the Investment Banking Institute. I learned the hard way how to do all types of formulas and algorithms and models to be able to learn the trade. And then when I went in, when I got hired, they basically told me to forget about all of that and to focus on picking up the phone and cold calling to get new business. And I was lost in my tracks. And I was scared. I was frightened. I didn't want to make cold calls to random people who I didn't know. I sure as heck did not want to make cold calls to people who I didn't know in front of a bunch of other people who were sitting right next to me and could hear me making an absolute fool out of myself. But what I had learned in those couple of years that I'd worked at that firm was I was learning how to be the rainmaker. And that is probably the most valuable lesson I've ever learned in my life, and is the most valuable lesson that you could ever learn in your life. And why is that? Well, let's get back to the question that we started with here. Who is the person that gets paid the most in any organization, in any field, doing any trade? It doesn't matter what industry, what time period, what country, what city, what age group, um, what job. It matters who is this one person. And in every single job and industry and country and economy and everything that's done, the rainmaker is the person that gets paid the most. Uh, People think of sales as something that is very cheesy. People think when you think about your salesperson stereotype, you're thinking about somebody who is selling vacuum cleaners door to door. The reality is that salespeople get paid by far the most out of any other profession and out of any other function that exists worldwide. You might not think so because not all of these functions are called salespeople. A CEO is not called a salesperson, right? A vice president of marketing or a vice president of business development is not called a salesperson, right? A person that runs their company is not called a salesperson. A successful athlete that has a multi-million or billion-dollar brand or Hollywood mogul is not called a salesperson. An agent that brokers millions because they brokered that deal for that athlete or celebrity or actor or actress is not called a salesperson, but they are. And the reason why is because they're the rainmaker. They get paid the most. The person that is bringing in the most business is the person that is being paid the most. So in order for you to make more money and in order for you to be amongst the people who are being paid the most, you need to learn how to be the rainmaker. So you can go out there and you can learn any skill or any trait in any industry, okay? Just because, though, you read that finance pays big bucks and accounting pays big bucks over the long term and engineering pays big bucks over the long term, well, if you're just a mid-level analyst or if you're just, someone that's, crunching numbers all day or a spreadsheet jockey or someone who's, a mid-level manager analyzing things and, running meetings instead of someone who is getting out there, getting in front of clients, meeting with clients, going and conducting meetings, going and going and giving presentations to large groups, that's giving speeches, that's putting your name and your face on magazine covers, on internal bulletins, on conference headliners, networking events. If you're doing someone doing the former as opposed to the latter, you're not making the most money. If you're doing the latter, you are making a good amount of money because you can position yourself as a rainmaker. Okay? So no matter what industry and what field you want to go into, your goal is to be the rainmaker or amongst the rainmakers. Because guess what? One other valuable asset that rainmakers have over non-rainmakers is not just the amount of money that they make, but one other huge, huge asset, job security. Okay? Let's be honest. If you're just a mid-level analyst, or if you're working in some sort of mid-level management position, or a high-level management position, or you're doing something that somebody else can probably do, and there's really nothing too unique about it outside of the fact that you've been doing it for a long time, and somebody else might have to be trained. Well, that's great, but the reality is that you can be replaced. Whereas a rainmaker, in most cases, cannot be replaced. And if for whatever reason they can be, guess what? That rainmaker will go and find another job tomorrow. People that know how to bring home the bacon, that know how to bring in new business to their company, no matter what you're doing, whether you're a tax accountant, whether you're a welder, or whether you're a baker, okay? It doesn't matter. These are the people who are irreplaceable, the most irreplaceable. And the people who tomorrow, if they got let go, they will be right back in the saddle. Okay? They have the ability also to break off and to start their own business. Why? Because they have contacts, they have know-how, they have a reputation. People know who they are. So it doesn't make a difference whether or not they're with company A or company B, because the brand at one point is not the company. The brand is that of the rainmaker. Okay? So you want to position yourself as the rainmaker or a rainmaker, okay, as much as possible, no matter what field or what job you go into. This is how you're going to become a leader. Okay? So once again, who is the person that's paid the most? It doesn't matter the industry, the company, the time, the economy, the circumstance. It only matters one thing and one thing only. If you are the rainmaker, or are you not? That's it. Tom McKeown, www.yourtruechange.com. Thanks again.